Hello everyone, welcome back to Talking Reds. Liverpool beat Leicester on Boxing Day once again. Not as convincing as last time, but a win is a win. And 1-0 down again. Reece, Mentality Monsters turned it around once more. Top of the league, clearing the top of the league now with Chelsea dropping points. Arsenal playing currently. I'll keep you updated on the Arsenal score, even though you're watching it tomorrow morning. Reece, how did you find yesterday? Was it disappointed at first, wasn't it? But we did start to get a groove a little bit.
Yeah, a little frustrating that we conceded, but I was never really worried, even though we conceded first, because I just didn't see it how Leicester's gonna be able to maintain. They kind of hit us on. It was kind of a counter attack anyway, kind of transition. But the kind of team they are, I just saw it as the way we play and if we apply pressure and we don't panic. And because it was so early, there's so much of the game left. It was more of a thing of will they be able to take the pressure of the constant wave after wave of attack from Liverpool, which it kind of ended up being quite one-sided. And once we scored, I knew after that yeah, it was only a matter of time before we ended up scoring again. But yeah, it's obviously great man management from Slot as well, and the players for them to come back from a goal down, because there is pressure when you think about we are at the top of the table. A lot of your rivals have slipped up, so it's easier, if anything, to be complacent and think, yeah, it's Leicester, we're just gonna brush past them. You can never take any game in the Premier League.
I said that the other day. Yeah, I said that the other day. Yeah, you
And with
can't.
me, with Liverpool, it's more the games you're supposed to win. I'm not really worried about when they play big teams. I've always said that because they're going to be up for those games. It's more the games where you might think, I don't have to perform 100% today. We can just perform 50%. As soon as you kind of have that doubt or that
Complacency.
in the
Yeah.
back of your mind, that's when you can have problems. But I
Yeah.
think it was just a slow start. That's what I just think it was. And obviously they scored a decent goal. A little bit of a mistake for Robinson, but in terms of the whole team, the transition just a bit too slow, kind of to get back and whatnot. But we picked up the 3 points, and now we're in a great position again. 7 points clear. I think 9 points over Arsenal, and obviously they're playing now.
They're winning now, by the way, 1-0.
Okay, and then 7 points. Chelsea with a game in hand, so great position to be in.
It's a perfect position to be in. And like you said, we did start slow. It got frustrating. It was like that.
Because we were
That
yeah.
intensity, literally intensity we showed the other day. We didn't even show 10% of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, which wanted something to click. I think the goal came at the perfect time, right before half time. I think if we went into half time 1-0 down, I think it's a completely different game second half. I think that killed Leicester to the point where we scored pretty much after half time as well. I think that goal for half time was just an absolute game changer, not just for us mentally, but for Leicester, because they thought, I bet they're thinking, we've done so well here to keep it to half time at 1-0 up. That must have been like a dagger. An incredible goal by Cody Gakpo again, cut inside, the typical Cody Gakpo goal where he cuts inside, curls it around the top corner. He's getting good at that. It was incredible yesterday, Gakpo. The assist for Salah was incredible as well. So a man of match performance. How important do you think Gakpo is, especially that help for Salah? Salah's got a lot of goals. Someone like Gakpo that can take the burden off a little bit. How important is that?
I think this season he's doing really well, because I'm not sure how much goals he's got in total, but
I want to say 11.
is that all?
I'm not certain.
Okay.
Don't take it as gospel. I'll have a look right now. One sec. I'll have a look in the Premier League. I'm sure I don't think it's 11 in the Premier League, but I'm 11 altogether. Let's have a look. Premier League. Give me a second, guys. So he is on, because I know Diaz has got more. 4 in the Premier League. Which isn't that much, really.
He's picking up important goals, and you know what's funny about Gakpo? We all know he's a talented player, so when he has games when he doesn't perform, or he's frustrating on the eye, if he's like doing the same thing all the time, it's a bit frustrating. But a lot of the time with him throughout a game, you'll see certain things may not work, but eventually he either gets his goal, or he gets an assist, or he had some sort of plays some sort of important part in the game. where it's like he kind of gets his kind of just deserves. I think a really good player. I think there's a lot more to come from Gakpo. Even if we were to play him up front, sometimes obviously the left is working right now with him and Diaz kind of taking turns in the left. But yeah, I think it helps a lot because we do need other people to start stepping up and scoring. Hopefully now Jota's back, he will be able to pick up some more goals. And like I said, hopefully Nunes can start getting some goals. Hopefully, like I said, he didn't really score yesterday, but
I
yeah.
think that is all on hope right now with Nunes. I'm going to talk about Nunes a little bit further on into this because another performance, another offering nothing for me. Defense was, I say, quite solid yesterday. They didn't really do much all game. Leicester, I don't think really threatened us to make us defense really panic. One shot on target all game. Alisson Becker didn't have much to do. The goal one couldn't really do about. Robert did make a mistake for the goal, but Robert is starting to become a problem, that liability sort of thing. But I don't want to see it, and it's a shame that it could cost us in the end. As bad as it sounds, Robert could cost us in, but other people can as well. Midfield, the Gravenberch, I thought Gravenberch was probably for me the standout in the first half. Not many standouts in the first half; they were all shocking. But Szoboszlai coming in and getting that booking is missing West Ham. Is it so? It's going to be the same midfield for West Ham. Is that a bad thing?
I still expect us to beat West Ham, but I think it's going to depend on what West Ham turn up for me, because I think physically it's going to be a bit more competitive now. Szoboszlai's not there. I think that's the only mistake I would say that Slot kind of made. I don't think Szoboszlai needed to come into that game, considering he was one yellow card away from a suspension. I think Elliott could have been brought in a lot sooner. That's the only thing potentially, because he kind of offers that legs alongside Gravenberch, and he's got that physicality. Whereas with a Jones, McAllister, and Gravenberch, it's not necessarily the most physical midfield. It's more of a good on the ball. But then when I think about it, the game before Leicester, who was the game we had before Leicester where we won? Tottenham.
Yeah.
McAllister, he kind of showed that he's not afraid to get his hands dirty in some way, because I did see him recover the ball quite a few times in a number of tackles. So I think it kind of depends if McAllister's up for that battle on come the West Ham game. But without that, I think Szoboszlai will be a miss. But yeah, I'm still confident. I think we're going to win the game.
And West Ham's no easy place to go at
Well,
all.
no easy game, 100%. But
Yeah. That
it depends what West Ham turns up. And for me, it's all about, even if they do turn up, they might be able to give us 45 minutes. That's potentially. But I just say, as if we score first and early as well, could be quite embarrassing.
Did anything
For them.
the attacking wise yesterday? It was, like I said at the beginning, we weren't really, that intensity wasn't there. It wasn't the same intensity that we've been having, but we're gonna expect drop-offs because you can't be that intense every single game. So if it is nice to have a drop-off, it is probably against Leicester. No offense to Leicester, but it is, because we didn't play Howarth in our game yesterday, and we still won convincingly in the end. But that front three, who is your best front three right now? Say after yesterday, Diaz also missing due to family circumstances. Does Jota win now?
That's a great question, Damon. I'm trying to think.
Say Diaz and Jota are both available.
If Diaz and Jota are both available, I go Diaz on the left, Jota up front, Salah on the right. If Jota is not available, Diaz up front, Gakpo on the left, and Salah on the right.
It's a good option to have.
No, great options.
I mean, Nunes don't come into any question. Yes, there's Nunes. I didn't see him before the fog. I didn't see him during the fog, and I didn't see him after the fog. So
right now, like I said, he wouldn't be my first or second choice. Like I still got some faith in Nunes, because, like I said, I'm still giving him till the end of the season. But
yeah.
I just don't think you could see that he's not Slot's. you can see he's not necessarily his first choice, or is even his second choice. So, like I said, hopefully, like I said, sometimes all it takes is a good performance and you get a goal or two and you might kick on. So, as long as the games keep coming thick and fast, he just needs the opportunity. He just needs to try and take one of the opportunities. But right now, no, for me, it would be, if it's not Jota up front, it's Diaz up front. And based on Diaz's availability over Jota, it's probably more Diaz potentially up front with a Gakpo on the left.
It was a frustrating game, but again, like always, like we have done this season, we keep getting the job done no matter what's getting thrown at us, no matter if we're going 1-0 down, 2-0 down, whatever comes to us, red card or not, we get some result out of the game. And it's still really the top Nottingham Forest game that is still probably a dent, I'd say, in the title hopes. But we are clear title favourites right now. Chelsea dropping points as well. Like I said, Arsenal are currently winning 1-2. I think it is still 1-0 yet.
Yeah,
Kai Havertz scored for Arsenal. So Arsenal for me are the ones that I'm looking at anyway. I said it a few weeks ago that City are out. They've been out a while. They're not the same City side that we're used to seeing. So for me, I don't even consider them as title contenders now. So for me, it is between us, Chelsea, and Arsenal. But Arsenal for me are the ones that I'd look to and think, yeah, they are missing Saka, but they haven't got that hard of a games until Saka comes back. So I don't think they'll miss him too much, and it also might force around a little bit in the transfer window to get a forward that they need anyway. So I'm still seeing Arsenal as the main threat, and people say, "Oh well, Arsenal, well, they're not a threat. They don't win the league," but yeah, they are. They've got a fucking good team and a solid team. And all they need to do is start scoring goals, Arsenal. They've got a solid foundation. Defense win your titles. So
no, they're a threat. I'm not saying they're not a threat, but what I would say is I gotta see how they replace Saka's output. That's what I want to see in terms of that cutting edge. Because obviously we know they can score goals, but consistently, it's like you can see that Odegaard, he's the architect. You can see he kind of pieces everything together, but you can see a lot of the time in terms of that kind of edge, that kind of difference maker is usually Saka.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, obviously Jesus has just come in and he started scoring some goals. We've got to see if that's going to continue because he's not usually known. He's not really a volume scorer. Obviously, right now he's coming to a bit of confidence and he's scoring. Havertz scores a few goals. I just want to see how they are able to deal with Saka. If they're able to deal with that, then hats off to them. And like I said, they're still our main threat. But I just want to see how they deal with the Saka because I think they're going to drop more points. And that's the worst thing you could do with us for me if you keep allowing us to get further and further away.
I think going over the next few fixtures, we've got some still tough fixtures to face. I think we've got West Ham and Brentford away, which aren't easy. There's no easy game in this Premier League anyway. I've said this already. But yesterday really should be beating Leicester no matter what. We should be beating these teams anyway. But away to Brentford, away to West Ham coming up. If we can get through them two with 2 wins, then it's looking really, really good because no Szoboszlai against West Ham. Again, you need that physicality in midfield. It could be a big, tricky game. We've been to West Ham in the last few seasons, so we've really struggled. It's been a game that we've found hard to come out of. I remember that one. Was it that 3-3 when it was up in there and a couple of mistakes on post? Was it 3-3?
Did we drop points at West Ham last season or no?
I don't know if we did. I might have done. It's normally a hard place to go.
100%. It's not the easiest.
About 3 years. About 3 years ago, I think it was. I think it was a 3-3 away to them.
Their players are up for it, and the crowd get behind them. And it kind of, if it gets into one of those games where it's more of a physical battle, not necessarily so much football, and we get drawn into that kind of game, then it could be a cagey back and forth affair. The thing we got to try and do is not allow them to build any momentum, and we got to try and start the game quick. Ideally, like I said, if we get an early goal, that will kind of silence their crowd. That's how I kind of see it, and let's continue from there. But don't give them any incentive to try and no sloppy starts, no silly mistakes, no allowing them to score and get to build up confidence. And I think we should be all right. To be fair.
Well, whatever happens, we've got We are clear. We are clear at the top. You know, like I said, we're 9 points. Well, now 6 points if Arsenal keep this win up. 6 points if Arsenal, who are our biggest threat right now. But we've got to keep going, taking one game at a time. You know, the boys say it. Salah said it. You know, Slot says it all the time. One game at a time, and keep going. Robbo's come out and said, "Look, let the fans get excited. We're keeping ground," and that's what I love to see from the players. They need to keep themselves grounded. Nothing's won in December. Nothing's won in January. We've got to keep going every single game. West Ham away and then when Brentford away are two hard games to get through. And if we get through them, it is looking fantastic. Thank you for watching. And if you are liking Liverpool being top, get that like button hit. If you don't like that like button, that means that you're not liking Liverpool being top. So expose yourself, guys. Expose yourselves. Thank you for watching. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Content out every single day. So please get your notification bells on as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, Reds. And have a great night.